Nothing beats a pot of chicken and peppers on the stove. Let's get started. We're going to start by slicing our peppers. You can either use 6 to 8 full big peppers, or you can use a bag of the mini peppers like I'm using. Once we're done slicing them, we're going to make sure to rinse off all the seeds with some nice fresh cold water. Then we're going to grab our chicken. We're going to grab a piece of parchment paper, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to pound that chicken out nice and thin. Then we're going to put our chicken in a bowl. We're going to add olive oil, salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. Once we're done adding our seasonings, we're going to go ahead and give our chicken a nice good mix. We're going to let that sit in all the spices so it can incorporate. And we're going to get started with the rest of the components of our dish. So next we're going to take our chicken broth and we're going to put it into a measuring cup because we're going to be using this chicken broth to boil our potatoes. Let's grab 3 handfuls of garlic. And we're just going to give the garlic a nice rough chop. We have a cup of fresh basil. And we have our fresh peppers that we just slice and rinse. Now we're going to move on to our potatoes. My potatoes are washed and dried. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to dice them into nice big pieces. We're not cutting our potatoes small on this one because it's going to cook in the chicken broth for a while. And you don't want the potatoes to cook down to nothing. So we can cut them in half. We can cut them in quarters. You can cut them in wedges, however you prefer. Potatoes are done and looking great. Let's get over to the stove now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all of my chicken broth into my pot. I'm using 2 containers of chicken broth. Next, we're going to go over to our skillet. We're going to add our olive oil. We're going to make sure it's nice and warm. And then we're going to put our chicken right on top. We're going to grill our chicken for about 8 to 10 minutes. We don't have to worry if it's completely cooked through because this is going to go back into our pot. Let's add our potatoes so they can get cooking. And we're just going to set and forget these. So let them get to a boil and just leave them alone while we finish the rest of the components for our dish. So I'm adding a little extra salt and pepper to the chicken as it's grilling on the skillet. I'm going to go ahead and flip the chicken. It's nice and brown. Color's looking good. And I'm going to let those finish cooking up. Once the chicken is done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep the pan drippings from the chicken. And I'm going to add our peppers, our garlic, and our basil. I'm just going to give that a nice good mix. And I'm going to let those cook low and slow for about 20 minutes. Our chicken is done. We've put it on our cutting board and we've let it cool down. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start chopping our chicken. So let's get nice good chunks of chicken. We want our chicken to look just like this. Let's check on our peppers, garlic, and basil. And let's make sure that they're cooking down nice.